So where do we start?
Probably with the hot pot.
Hey Max, where are we going?
Koyasan.
It took a combination of train, cable car, and bus to get Max and I to the snowy temples of Mount Koya.
What can you tell me about Koyasan?
Mount Koyasan is like a collection of like over 200 Buddhist temples. Some of like the earliest that arrived in Japan.
Koyasan was founded by kongobu-ji. His life is actually really interesting, and he did a lot of really cool stuff, like creating an alphabet called katakana, and one time he threw this thing. And it flew all the way to Japan, where it landed on a tree in Koyasan.
We're going to stay at a shikubo, and I can't remember the name of it right now.
After checking into our shikubo, we headed over to kongobu-ji Temple, where we were treated to complimentary tea and rice crackers. Kongobu-ji happens to boast the largest rock garden in Japan. These rocks here are supposed to resemble two celestial dragons emerging from the clouds. Just a little imagination and boom! Yes sir, that's a big old tree. If you ever decide to take a trip to Koyasan, I highly suggest ditching those Western comforts to stay in a shikubo. That evening, we donned some nice threads in preparation for dinner. We got a beautiful spread of regional foods meticulously laid out in front of us, and we were told the dishes would be collected in 1 hour. But here's the kicker.
So where do we start?
Probably with the hot pot.
In a country that appears to be steeped in rules and traditions, we didn't want to risk committing any faux pas, so we did what any tourist would do and consulted the internet.
So you think we should start with the hot pot?
Probably, yeah.
Should we look it up? Good.
Good hair. I don't see much.
Alright.
Oh wait, to maintain dish aesthetics, viewers to eat food on the left, then on the right, then in the middle, and finally the back.
The left, right,
Mhm.
middle, back. So the hot pot is last. Strawberries right here. Rice. Tea, of course.
The ginger,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
hot
So I got
pot, miso.
Oh, that's what this is?
Yeah, this is some shoyu.
Show you.
Yeah,
What's this one?
this one. This is like a citrus shoyu. I think it's for this year, and I think this is for like your tempura.
And so yeah, so this is tempura. This. We have any idea what this is?
Not sure. This looks like,
seaweed.
I think it's kind of like, yeah, like kombu.
And this also looks like a dessert of some sort.
Yeah, that'll be like mochi.
Where's that wasabi? Who knows? We will find out.
So, remember how that guy said he would be back in an hour to collect our dishes? Well, between the 15 minutes we spent taking pictures and then the 30 minutes we spent trying to figure out what the hell we were doing, we were left with about 15 minutes to finish this entire family-sized feast. So, we did what any tourist would do and abandoned tradition in order to stuff our faces. We weren't gonna let this food go to waste.
Who's somebody?
I know.
Don't take my strawberries. If that guy came in right now and was like, oh, you're still hungry? You're like, yeah.
With satiated appetites, we took a dip in the onsen before passing out for the night. We pulled ourselves out of our warm blankets at 5:30 the next morning to take a cold walk through Okuno-in, the largest cemetery in Japan that holds the sacred place where Kobo-daishi is said to have gone into a supreme state of meditation to await the arrival of the next Buddha. We made our way to the tomb of Kobo-daishi where we heard some chanting monks. No cameras are allowed once you cross Gobyo-no-Hashi Bridge, so you'll just have to take my word for it that it was, in the immortal words of William Shakespeare, totally awesome. We left Koyasan that afternoon and went to a small resort town called Kinosaki Onsen. There we basically spent the next 2 days sitting in hot spring water with a bunch of naked dudes, so naturally I didn't take much video while I was there. We stayed in a beautiful ryokan where this kind lady helped 2 uncultured swine get fitted into our yukata. Then we acted like fools for a bit because we had never felt so much like waterbenders in our life. We feasted, we soaked. Here's some photos we took around town. If you like what you see, subscribe. I've got some other videos that are also pretty okay. Thanks a bunch.
So I'm looking forward to walking through a market and having somebody just like open an oyster for you. Just pop anything around. Oh my god.